Welcome, A-Train PC Classic fans, to A-Train PC Classic with Omnius Prime. A-Train PC Classic, my favorite train transport city building game. Episode 10, Tourist Haven 8. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. Now, I know that you haven't, don't want to watch this video to hear me sing horribly. So, yes, here we have the bullet train ride at speed 2. We just bypassed Central Doobie. I hope you didn't blink. Um, See, as you can see, you're not going to see much because the bullet train, here we are coming up on Alioth. And here's the bullet train station, and to the right is Station Complex C, no longer a mere Station Complex A. And the nice thing is it looks like the bullet train is actually making some money. So I wonder how long it's going to take to wait here before it takes off to the south and we can hop off. Although there's not going to be too much to see on the way south. Man, it sure seems to stop at the station for a while. Definitely not the 10-minute stop that all the other trains are taking. But I have been busy. I have been building up the train stations. There we go. And then I'll be able to show you in a moment. And once we get back out here, it's going to be a lot of blue sky until we hit the tunnel. At which point, I think I'm just going to escape. There we go. Let's just go ahead and get stuff rearranged. So now, it is May 31st, 2007, and I owe $106.5 million in taxes tomorrow, and I have $124 million in the bank. Let's just let clock run and let things go now. So as you can see, I've got now 2 new Station Complex C's. This one right here is building up, will be done June 13th. Now let's come back here. So, what I have done is added a new train line here. Okay, so I modified the train station right here in Southeast Doobie to have 2 tracks. So I now have a line going out to Alaska, past the Doobie Port. This guy will be done June 2nd. This guy will be done June 2nd, because now what I've done is those upgrades to a Station Complex C, they take $55 million to complete. These upgrades to the Station Complex A take $20 million. Right now I've got 3 of them going. And the way that I was able to finance this upgrade business is that 2 of my material factories have sold. And they afforded me with about $155 million in profit, fixed asset sale profit. So if I look at my profit and loss statement, I've got like $753 million in sales already in the first 2 months. Now my loss is only $229 million. And reason because I have 155 million in fixed asset profit, and so those two material factory sales were very profitable. Knocked my I started out the year with a $400 million loss. Now, for some odd reason, it's not showing the status of my yearly rail profit, where it was doing that consistently before. So I'm not sure if it has something to do with, I got a whole bunch of these rail stations up for construction or not. So let's come up here. And what I did is here where I bought land, I was able to put in another truck station right here. And then I cut off the road to Alaska here. And when I place a freight truck, it runs now from the port freight to this Northport freight. And that's how I was able to build this station right here. Boy, it looks like I'm pretty filled up. I'm going to have to. Now, one of the things you got to do is on freight is really micromanage the freight. And so sometimes, you got to watch when things are going to fill up, and when things, see, like right here, I had to cut back on how often the Alioth freight is running up here, and then McGrath's freight was starting to fill up here. So it gets very variable as far as materials demand, and that's why I've been selling off the material factories. So as soon as I sold aquarium freight here, I put this other freight factory for sale. And it sold very quickly afterwards. I still have this material factory right here that I'm waiting to sell. I'm kind of slowly moving product away from here, but I want to make sure that until June 13th, this train station upgrade goes along as planned. So now what I'm hoping is that I'm also going to start upgrading trains after this. It took about $30 million to upgrade the two high-speed Blue Star lines. Now, what I did when I upgraded the trains, I kept the Blue Star 2, the one that I bought, and sold the Blue Star 1, downsized Blue Star 2 to just a two-car configuration, and that is what became my Doobie to Alaska local, passenger train. So yeah, now it's just waiting so that I get another 30 million saved up, and then I'm gonna upgrade the McGrath station, and then after that it'll be the East McGrath station that gets the upgrade. Then I'll start working down here on these two in Alcade. And of course this one finally down here, even though, not much here. But I plan on putting in an apartment building D here, building a bus station here, running a bus route, and trying to build up some feeder line here. So now as you can see, I have a quarterly P&L profit of 57.7 on my Alioth bullet train, whereas last year it was a $332,000 loss. Now it keeps telling me that it's running 2,400 passengers a day, and what I'm kind of starting to wonder is that 2,400 passengers going to change. Can I increase it? So that's what I'm hoping, is that maybe at some point I will see more than 2,400 passengers per day. But I'll just have to kind of watch and see how this plays out. So we're getting on near the end of the day, getting on time to pay the tax man. And then I'm going to just keep on upgrading stations until I get all that done. Then I'm going to start upgrading the 6 trains of the rural loop. Then I can start upgrading some other trains and stuff. Well, okay, it's 11:33. It's getting close. Let's turn that off. And then pretty soon here things will start to shut down. Now what I might do is I think I'm going to start expanding operation hours maybe a bit for the trains. Maybe start taking off around 5:30 or something like that. Okay, let's see. I guess what I'm going to do is just let's turn up the clock. New subsidy. Oh yeah, and then we did the payments have been made, and great. So I still have 15 million left, which is good because that keeps Mr. White from having a fright. So I'm going to be back a little further along. Here's a new vehicle that I have not taken you on a drive on, and that's a semi-truck. And here we are. We're doing this at speed 3 so that it doesn't take forever. Nice country ride from McGrez up to Merak and back, Jack. So, as you can see, there's a train, a passenger train. That's the rural loop. There's the bullet train track off in the distance. And now here we are in Merak, getting ready to drop off. I'll tell you, this really sure has the city has grown and all the routes and stuff now. And now we'll head back. You can see the train tracks and stuff. There's another rural loop one. And soon they won't be blue anymore. They'll be nice and the reggae colors, the red, yellow, and green. Because right now I am finishing up upgrading my stations along the rural loop. And it is June 30th, 2007. And tomorrow is dividend payment day. So, let's get out of here now. Ooh, boy. I've really been chewing up the materials there. I think what I'd better do is adjust Alioth Freight's off days. Let's give them one less. So this is how I affect how much materials I'm moving around with my vehicles and or farm products or fish. And as you can see, whoops, I have now finished up all of the stations here. So these are all now the Station Complex C's. These are all finished up now. The top 3, Southeast Doobie, and Merak. I have started the upgrade on McGrez already. I have 74 million cash on hand, and I'm just about getting ready to upgrade East McGrez. So what I'm going to do now is let's just let's run some clock and watch stuff happen. I've got lots and lots and lots of trains and stuff now. And I can't wait to upgrade the trains. But first I want to upgrade the stations. And of course I've got to do a lot of moving of materials. Now there's a big ebb and flow in this game. And it's really, I'm really loving this game as far as having the interesting challenges of, like, say, early on, I invested heavily in the material factories, C's, to build them up and generate tons of materials. But as I've noticed, material flow isn't always constant. So I decided to start selling the material factory C's. Because I was no longer going to be, now I'm no longer under pressure to move materials out as fast as I can. And it seems like the demand for materials has kind of shrunk over time. Okay, we're getting close to, it's 11 o'clock, and things are going to start slowing down here. So pretty soon, ooh, there's another big 4-square kind of building going up there, which is going to be taking some materials, probably from there. So I'll need to fill that depot up again. Now, okay, let's just run the clock. There we go. Now it's time for dividends. Now, I could have done the dividends, done my stock offering research early on and gotten like 154 million or something, but it was at like 521 a share. So now what I've got is now my stock price is up to 652. Now I last time paid a 25-cent stock dividend and had a 4%. So what I'm going to do, I think, is try. Let's see, what does 26 give me? Gives me 4. How about if I go 27? That'll give me 4.2. That might be better than the rest of the competition. So that's going to cost me 52,827,000. So I think I'm going to try that and see if I can't boost my stock price up. Okay, so paid the dividends. Now I'm going to come in here to this research project, which is public stock offering. And let's see, I still have 25 million on hand, so I haven't freaked out Mr. White yet. So now I'm at 587. So, well, I'll get 149 million in the offering. But now the thing would be is in timing, if I would have taken the stock offering earlier, like in April, you know, I would have gotten it in May. I would have been paying dividends on those stocks for only 2 months ownership. So now by waiting a day, I've got like 9 months before, or a whole year before I'm going to be spending money on the dividend. Well, 11 months. But now in 30 days, I'm going to have a ton of money. But let's go ahead and have a little bit of fun with Mr. White. Give him a little fright. So we're going to do the southeast, nope. The east, nope. Here we go. Let's get to the East McGrath station right there. So what we're going to do is modify, go to station complex A. That's going to take, so we're going to proceed. It's going to take $20 million, and I've got 24. Boom, renovated. Well, it's not renovated. And I'm going to have to make sure to run some supply down here. So I think I'm going to step up supply delivery from Alioth Freight over here, just so that what I can fill up this depot area so that I can make sure to truck over some materials here to make sure that this is going to keep flowing. Here we are on the Alioth local, And you can see on the right, we're stopped at a stoplight, and now we're going along. There's the bullet train track elevated up above, I mean to the right. So now this area used to be all farms, and it's definitely building up. Right now we're small houses, but they'll just keep building and building. Ooh. And yep, I've been very busy working on the railroad, upgrading almost all the trains to the new fast, high-speed express trains that I've maxed out on the research on. And I've upgraded all the stations. There's one station I'm going to upgrade at Doobie. Going to go from a station complex A to a station complex C because I think that area definitely merits it. And so right now, yeah, you know, this route is kind of going out into the farmland and stuff. But, you know, over between Doobie and Merak, there was nothing but farmland. And I built these bus routes. And now there's all kinds of building. You know, big buildings now going on. So here we are coming up on the other side of the bullet train station. And so while the bus lines themselves don't create a lot of, okay, this is where on the right-hand side I want to put that indoor stadium right next to the bullet train station. So as you can see, I mean, you've got like the boundary between rural and urban. It's like right here, you know. And now we are coming up on the actual bus station. And I've learned a lot about laying out bus lines. Being an American, I'm always thinking kind of, you know, stuff, you know, right justified, but I'm slowly learning that in this game, no, I want to think in terms of turning left. And here I got this bus station right next to the bullet line train station. And I'd like to take credit for it being planned out, but actually this station right here was a freight station. And right here is where the other freight stop was, and I was supplying freight over here. Now that I can do it kind of like from over here and run it along the left here over to this one, and then over here, and as you can see, semi-freight 2 is moving freight from here, and it can fill up both of these stations. And I just noticed that, you know what, I might as well remove him because he's definitely filled up those spaces. And I'll need to put him somewhere else where he can actually make money instead of making dry runs. So as you can see, I'm building up the bullet train area. Now, if we come over here, this has been some dramatic growth right in this area. After I put in this Merak bus route that came around in this area, these little houses have now just, boom, blown up. And I think it's not so much the bus routes as it is the road. Okay, so, you know, did the same thing here, built up a Magrez bus line. And now I finally have completed the East Magrez. See this area here, East Magrez bus line. And even down here, I got the Alcade bus line right in here. And it's a long one, man. But because of these train tracks here, I couldn't kind of come across this area as efficiently. Would have needed to like run it across farmland here. So I just waited till I got down to the next road area. Of course, up in this area off to the north, um, that would have been a nice extension too. But eh, I mean, it just can't make it too long. Now, one thing I learned about that left justification was right here in East McGrez. I had the bus planned to normally to come out and come down to our left, okay? And I had the stops on the left-hand side of the road to do that, if it's going to come that way. But nope, what it just totally wouldn't work. So I had to totally take all the stops out and reorder them, and then have the bus come out to the left. So then when I change the bus stops around so that it's tracking off to the left around this way, and then back up here instead of the other way when I originally did it, man, it just falls into place. So this has definitely been a learning experience. And for a while here, I was totally screwing up moving materials from here to here. Now I finally got a nice stockpile built up here. Because what I had done is I had renamed trains. So I had renamed the McGrez freight as Marac freight, and the Marac freight as McGrez freight. But I kept the order the same. So I kept seeing McGrez next to, right beneath Alioth. So I kept thinking it was the train that's moving supplies from here up to Marac. Instead, the McGrez train was moving materials from McGrez here off map to Kochab off to the east, making a tidy bit of money. But I was wondering, why wasn't I getting my materials up here so that I could get foster growth and stuff. And I also added a new freight train. Right there is the new Doobie freight. Actually, it's the old Alioth freight. But what I did is when I decided to buy a new freight train, I bought a new high-speed electric for the Alioth freight route, and then went from 4 cars to 3 cars, because it can make like one more trip per day, and so 5 times the 3 is 15, and 4 times the 4 cars would be 16. So per day I'm losing like 1 material per day. But that's close enough, and the 3 car train is going to be just that tad bit quicker and a little cheaper. So now, yeah, I'm getting very close to having completed the building. I am building an apartment building D here. I just love the apartment building D. It's not too big, but big enough. Ooh, and I need to get more materials over here. And Alcade Freight. What are we doing? Okay. So my off days, I've now working 4 days a week. That's good. Now, one of the things I really like about this game, farms. Right now, they're producing 10 per day. In the winter, it'll go down to 1 or 2. And in the spring and summer, it'll be maybe around 7 or so, 7 or 8. So I have to adjust my, okay, it's now October 1st, so we just finished the first half of the year. So now my Alcade freight, which is backing up empty, well, it'll back up with one load of materials. Then it'll flow forward with 3 carloads of farm products. So I have to vary how many days per week I run my Alcade freight, so that I'm not making dry runs, supposedly pulling farm product that isn't here anymore. And when I slow it down for the winter, I've got to know when spring is, so that I can start speeding it up again. And I find that controlling it with my off days, that's the way to go. There we go. So I just so right now I've got Saturday, Sunday holidays off plus Wednesday off. And sometimes I'll go to where I'm taking off also, take Tuesday and Thursday off and run Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So slowly but surely I've been kind of learning the rhythm of the game and trying to get some consistency going. But as I have found out, materials demand can be variable. Now, let's take a quick look at the profit and loss statement, since I wanted to kind of show you the halfway of the year report. Now, my sales are 2.120 billion. Now, last year I was at 5.332 billion. I'm definitely not going to reach last year's sales numbers. And one of the biggest reasons is the resource sales. And I come over here and let's look at materials. My average inventory price is now down to like 15,900, and I mean, it was up around 20-some thousand, 23, 24, 25,000. I was getting somewhere around 44,000 when I was shipping out at world price. So I'm still now, it's at 15, my average inventory price is 15,900. My world price is 25,900. So I'm making 10 grand of material, a pop on the materials. My Polaris price that had sunk is now up to 23,700. So that's why I have the Doobie Freight running back up to Polaris. Kochab is at 24,300. So I've been kind of slowing up on Kochab. Actually, what I had done is I'd been speeding up on it because I had been running the McGrath's freight, the changed McGrath's freight that was running to Kochab and not to Merak. And so I drove the Kochab price down. So I've had to slow it up so that I can keep the price stable. Furcat is at 25,300. I've been kind of slowing down the one truck. I had 2 trucks running, but now that I've done the truck victory condition, I can slow that down. Alasco is at 28,500. So Alasco is the best paying customer. And that's up here. And so guess what? I have, is it Semi-Freight 4? Yep, he's running there. So now, Semi-Freight 4, whoopsie, runs 2 different kind of runs here. Now, I can pull supply from here and run it up into Alaska and make that big money. Sometimes I can shorten up the route by taking out the space here, and see how I have that little station there. Then what I do is I just run from this station to that station. Make a nice quick run, fill up this material depot so that this area can start growing thanks to my train station right here. And then when I'm done filling up this depot, then I just cut the track, reconnect it back to Alaska, and run. And the nice thing is now this truck is pulling the port freight. So now the port freight I'm able to run more often. So one way that I'm using a truck to help build rail income. So it's been a lot of fun. I finally sold my last Material C factory up here. So now I'm totally out of the Material C factory business. I was offered a subsidy to build one up in Doobie here somewhere, but I just thought, no, that's just overkill. And right now the way the prices are dropping, I think I've got enough Material C factories on the map. Now, I am building an amusement park A, which is a Ferris wheel. I figured this is a perfect ending for my streetcar line, and I had like a 20 or 25% subsidy from FECTA to do that. And like I said, I'm building the apartment building D here. Now, when I first tried to put it in, when this station was just a regular old station, maybe more than a year ago, my advisor was telling me that no, that was a poor decision. So I decided to hold off. Once I got this upgraded, once I built the bus route, then when I went to plan it, he's like, yeah, you're going to get excellent profits. So now that's why I'm trying to increase running supply into here, materials into here, so that I can help that build up. So I'm not too sure if I'm at 77, almost 78 million on my rail income. My goal is 200. I'm not sure if I can make up that other little over 22 million in the second half of the year. But one of my next projects is going to be now, all of my fast trains are like one car short of max. So what I'm going to be able to do now on all of my trains is add one more passenger car on my passenger trains. And that should kick up the passenger income. Now, one of the things that reduced my passenger train income during the year was building up all of these, upgrading the stations. So now I'm just going to upgrade this station right here because it's in a big enough urban environment that I think it deserves the upgrade. And now that I finally have Marac Freight running the materials up here at the right amount, there it is, the little Marac Freight there. Yeah, now I can really start taking care of business up there. Now I can see that I'm not just totally have this filled up anymore. And having it not go to the places where I wanted to, although, like I said, I was making money, but I was also driving down the price at Kochat. So by slowing it down, maybe I think 2 days a week now, I'm hoping that I can stabilize the price. So I'm going to be back a little further along, and let's see how my progress goes for getting that 200 million railroad profit target. Here it is. It's March 14th, 2008, and it's coming up here on 5:30 a.m., and we are on Rural Route 1. We did this trip a long time ago on the old Blue Train. So now we're going to do this trip again, now that I've really developed this map. This used to be all like farmland, and you can just see how the city has grown just massively. And this is now Southeast Doobie, the first stop. Definitely not like it used to be before. And I know it's not quite the end of the year yet, when normally I would kind of stop around March 31st. So it must be that there is another reason for me to take this final ride. So here we are coming up on Central Doobie. And wow, it's just massive. And now it has a stadium C. So let's see. Right now, I have 208 million in the bank, and my profits are going way up there. So I'm going to need a lot of money to pay the taxes. But it's really amazing. From the, I don't know, it's the first video of this scenario when I did this, the second, and now here is Merak. And, well, yeah, Merak used to just be nothing but farmland. And now in between Merak and Dubai, there's just, you know, when I built this little bus route for Merak that ran in south of the Dubai station, that area filled in like crazy. And I don't think it's all about the buses as much as building the roads, because I think it's the roads where that really attract the housing and stuff. So let's see. Now we're coming up on Magrez. And there's a freight truck rounding the corner there. And now we'll be heading into southeast Magrez, or east Magrez. Yeah, this all just was so much just farming. And now it is really, really built up. But that's what I needed to attain the victory conditions. 5 million in streetcar profits, 20 million in road profits. And this year, I just got the achievement for hitting 40 million in road profits. I did add another streetcar to the line, so I have 10 now instead of just 9. And here we are. We're coming up on the main station, North Alley off, right under the bullet train bridge. And that completes the journey of the Alioth loop. And as you can see, I think what I'm going to do now is just, let's take a quick look here. I'm at 199,294,000 in yearly rail profit. So I am right there. 3.911 billion in sales, so I'm well below last year. But I have 106, almost 161 million current net profit, and at the end of last year I had 120. Man, I'd love to have a little more money so that I could pay down that final debt. But let's go ahead and let clock run, and let's get to the victory achievement. I think I'm going to run it kind of silent and let it just run around, and you can see all the different trains and stuff just whizzing along here. And I added a 6th bus to the Alioth Loop bus line here, and they're running starting at 5:30. I even started the trains at 5:30. When I last left you off, it was about September 30th or so, and I had about 178. No, I had 78 million in rail profit. I thought that maybe I might be able to make the road profit goal. I mean, the real profit goal by the end of the year. And when I got to December 31st and saw that I was over 140 million and that I only had 60 million to go and I had done 62 million in the quarter before, yeah, I knew it was a slam dunk that I was going to finish this up. And let's just see where we're at 199, 594. And I think I'm just going to jump it up, and there it is. Annual railway profit, $200 million achieved. And that was March 15th of 2008. And so we finally done it. Congratulations. Operating profit on our railway sector is at an all-time high. Our profit base is absolutely secure now. It is the brilliant leadership and managerial acumen you have displayed that has realized this growth. I can only hope you will continue to lead us well. And completion conditions achieved. But am I going to stop playing this scenario? Uh-uh. Now that I got the boring, okay, we find all the targets we set, the project has now been achieved. I like this. I must admit I was skeptical at first that the goals were realistic, but it just goes to show you never can tell. The scale of our operations back then was much smaller than now. I never imagined we could grow so large. The region itself has developed so much it's almost unrecognizable. Our transport networks have done the same. One could almost say that we have grown up together with this town. With the bullet train line running through the town, tourist numbers have swelled significantly. I think you could say there is still room to grow for this town and for our company. Then shall we set our next target at a profit of 1 billion? Don't worry, I'm kidding. You never know, our CEO might be able to, just kind of person who could make that happen. Okay, let's just kind of like get that done. Ah, okay, now loading. Because what I want to do is continue playing. Just because I finished up the victory conditions doesn't mean that I want to stop the playing. So, what is the hell is it loading? Well, I'm going to come back for another. Oh, this is going to be it's creating the rival and stuff. Oh, this is like a little thing of the city. Well, it looks like I finished up, and I sure as heck hope that once it gets done with this silliness, that it's just going through like the dates and when I achieve certain goals and stuff. This is boring, boring, boring. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that this is going to let me save the rival and then let me continue play, because I'm not done with this scenario. I now want to go through like trying to build that indoor stadium and do some things without sweating out achieving victory conditions. So I hope that I'll be back for one more video of this Tourist Haven series, and I hope you'll be back to catch it. So here I am, past all the post-victory ending credit screen silliness that they put on. Man, I mean, they went through the whole company name and stuff. But I am going to continue playing this. Now that I've got the victory conditions out of the way, I just want to have fun. I've got debt to pay down. I've got $200 million loan, about 274 million with interest, due October 26th, so in a little over 6 months. I want to build this indoor stadium here now that I've got the town built up, and it might be able to make a profit on it. And so yeah, I'm going to come back and do another video. As someone infamously said, I'll be back.